Alright, so
Good
greetings
night,
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah, good to see you guys again. I probably the other way around because we're not seeing you guys. Yeah, we're at number 7 in our series under the heading Reasons Why Marriages Are Failing. Right? And the subtopic for this video is
the sacred circle.
Yeah.
wish I had a circle.
Yeah. Alright, so to start off, we're just gonna read a quote. I'm gonna ask my wife to read the quote and then we discuss it and we are out of here. Alright, so basically, you have it?
Yes, I have it. It's from the book Adventist Home, under the heading Sanctity of the Family Circle. It says there is a sacred circle around every family which should be preserved. No other one has any right in that sacred circle. The husband and wife should be all to each other. The wife should have no secrets to keep from her husband and let others know. Right? And that is probably a very difficult thing for most females, because they're the talkative ones. Sometimes they're the ones, every time when something is happening, they want to tell Jackie, Jane, But what this is saying is that we have to learn to keep things within the circle, right? The sacred circle. And the husband should have no secrets to keep from his wife to relate to others. The heart of his wife should be the grave for the faults of the husband, and the heart of the husband the grave for her wife's faults. So, if it is that the wife has a fault or the husband has a fault, nobody else should know, right? Keep it within the marriage and work towards the betterment of the marriage. Because when you go out there and you discuss, things that should be kept private, then the expectations of others, will change. How they see you will change. And even when things are already changed for the better, it's like they hold you to that same
wrong that you did,
or that same experience that you had, right? Never should either party indulge in a joke at the expense of the other's feelings. So be sensitive of their feelings, that they can't run a joke at all. It's not what the code is saying, but you don't want to do it at the expense of the other person. So if the person is, for example, fat, and you're gonna make a joke and say, boy, you're fat like a pig, and even though it might be funny to you, it's not funny to them, and therefore you have to find another joke. Never should either the husband or wife in sport or in any other manner complain of each other to others. For frequently indulging in this foolish and what may seem perfectly harmless joking will end in trial with each other and perhaps estrangement. I have been shown that there should be a sacred shield around every family.
Yeah, so based on that reading, this whole idea of having a sacred circle where you put up an invisible fence around you, your spouse, and and it's just you, your spouse, and God in that circle.
Yeah.
So whatever problems that you, your spouse are not able to sort out together, the best thing to do is to seek professional help, where you go to somebody who is trained to deal with that kind of a stuff, a counselor.
That does not know either you or your partner is neutral, completely neutral.
Somebody who is neutral. Yeah, because if they're not neutral, they're going to want to take sides. And that's exactly why we are counseled to observe the sacred circle, because just imagine you have a disagreement with your spouse and you go to your best friend. Worse if that best friend is somebody of the opposite sex from you, right? And you start to, you know,
disclose certain things, especially if they liked you before you got married. That's another story too, you know. And worse if them single.
Yeah, that's
temptation right there. You know, you don't want to create an avenue for unwanted situations.
Definitely, right? So, yeah, so you want to ensure that if you're gonna share it with somebody, your marital problems, let it be somebody who is a professional, right? Who is trained to deal with that stuff, or at the very least, anything that you share must be you share together with each other's consent, right? So, for example, let's say the person may not be a professional per se. Well, let's say it's a pastor or somebody who both of you trust and knows that can help you guys, right? It has to be with mutual consent. Right. Can't just be me go complaining to my guy friends or whatever kind of friends, or she complaining to her, friends about the marital problems, because,
or even family members.
Yeah, because they are going to take sides,
whether they know it or not.
And it's gonna cause more problems than you had to begin with.
Because remember, when you're married, you basically create a new experience. So they are going to judge you or judge the situation based on how they have known you prior to that, right? So unless they are aware of what is going on, which in reality they're not gonna know, it's not the best just start something where you can't finish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and and even look at God. I mean, God has the three members of the Godhead have their own sacred circle, and they do not allow any being, regardless of how high, that includes you, Lucifer, or was. Yes, as I was saying, and God has his own sacred circle. So whatever they discuss, if it's a private matter, they don't involve anybody else, at least without consent from all the members of the Godhead. To say, all right, we're gonna come out now and announce the result of this meeting, right? And that's exactly what it is with a marriage, right? And even the world, you have companies, you have committees, you have board of trustees or whatever it is. You don't just take a random person into that meeting. They have to be a part of, the body of persons that are responsible for,
They have to be a part of the team.
A part of the team, right? So that's exactly it. When you are married, you are a team, meaning you are on each other's side. You're not against the person.
No competition.
Yeah. So anything you do that contributes to you being against a person is not going to be in your best interest. You siding up with a group of folks against a person, or them siding up with a group of folks against you, is not going to help you, whatever the problem is.
It's going to come right back to you, because you're fighting against your own flesh.
Yeah, definitely. Right? So that's technically, in a nutshell, why it's best to observe the sacred circle. No, and even recently we were out on it was a church trip, and a question was raised, if it's okay for a married person to have a best friend of the opposite sex. Now, just based on what we have just spoken about, you can see that that's not the best idea, right? Because you don't want anybody to run competition.
With your spouse.
Or the potential to run competition with your spouse. As they're saying, run competition. You don't want the person to run competition, right? And what usually happens to a lot of folks in relationship situations, and it happens in marriage situations too, where they're having a problem, they start confiding in somebody of the opposite sex. That person provides a shoulder to lean on, and they in turn start seeing that person as way more attractive
Yeah,
than
way more tender, way more understanding.
on a regular day. And they're giving you what your spouse didn't give you or wasn't giving you, right?
And the devil is gonna make that environment more attractive.
And the more time you spend there, the more affection start to redirect.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you don't want to happen. So yeah, it's just having wisdom, right? Just be responsible. When you become a married couple, you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible for the things you say, the things you do, right? Everything has a repercussion. So you can have so you can have a problem and be telling everybody around town. There's a temptation to do it if you feel like you're the person who is hurt, but that's not the best idea, right? So surprise, surprise, we're gonna keep this one short. So we're actually gonna end it here. Hope you guys learned something, or just something was fresh in the mind for those who are dating, those who are already married. And just to say in closing, one of the reasons why this sacred circle thing it really helps is that it kind of puts you in a position to help you to communicate, because if you're gonna keep that sacred circle thing intact, you have to communicate, because if you don't communicate, the problems are gonna fester.
You're gonna feel like nobody's on your side.
Yeah, right. And as we said, can't stress enough. A successful relationship is founded on communication. God, of course, but communication. Right? So we're gonna cap it off here, and we hope to see you guys in our next video. Please don't forget to like, share,
wave at me,
and subscribe. Yeah, and click the notification bell so you can know when we make a new video. Right, folks?